Hello, folks. Hope you're doing all right. Welcome to Stay Well with Dr. Zorba Pastor.
That is me.
That's right. He's right there.
I get to sing again, right?
Please do it.
Da 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 da. I'm not a good singer, but I tried. Da 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 da. Hard to believe I was in choir when I was 13.
Oh, I believe it. You were a soprano, right? You've talked about that.
I was a high soprano.
A high soprano.
I could hit all of the notes the girls could not hit. That's right. And I hated it. And that's why my voice is what it is today. I don't know if you've noticed, but
dropped.
I'm not a baritone.
No, but
I'm
it's
standing
dropped.
in line in Madison. Actually, I was in Chicago at O'Hare Field, at O'Hare Airport, and I'm on the train going to pick up the car with Zach and Louisa, other things. And I said something to Zach, and a woman turned to me from Madison. Are you Dr. Zorba Pastor? And I said, how do you know? She said, it's the voice.
It's that
and
high
I thought,
soprano.
Oh, my God. It's the voice. But hey, that's why I'm still here.
That's right.
I never realized the voice would be my advantage. Let's get on with the show.
We're still here, listeners.
Enough on my voice. Enough on my voice.
We're doing the podcast. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
All right. We're going to discuss how AI is being used by doctors in different ways.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Sometimes
I am a pro AI person.
You are.
If you're not pro AI, you are behind the scenes. AI has good things for us. And like any technology, it has bad things for us.
Right.
Look at your phone. Good things, bad things.
There
right?
it is. Yep.
Look at the web. Good things, bad things.
That's right. Stay tuned for that. We're going to take a listener voicemail. Zorba will start cleaning out his inbox by answering some emails. There's been a lot of them, which is great. Thanks for sending them. We're going to hear from my mom, who's going to tell a mom joke.
I love the mom jokes.
You love the mom jokes.
I love it. I love it.
And we may hear from the grammar cops
That's right.
as well.
That's right. We
love that.
I'm just looking. Do I have 20,000 or 30,000 things in my inbox?
Are you looking at your inbox right now?
Yeah. No, I don't have 20,000.
The phone number to call anytime if you have a question for the good doc, it's 608-492-9292.
That's right. 608-492-9292.
It was good spacing.
Took me a long time to actually get that, but it's easy number. Remember, you can always email us at askdrzorba@gmail.com. I love answering them on the air and off the air. If you send it, I will try to answer them, and go to our website, drzorba.org. You can see pictures of both of us on there. We've got a lot of good information.
A lot of good stuff. You can see pictures from, all kinds of pictures there.
From around the world.
Around the world. Okay, let's kick off today's topic. We're hearing more and more lately about how artificial intelligence, AI, is being used in medicine. Utah recently became the first state to allow AI to approve prescriptions. And Zorba, this is a clickbaity headline, but I'm just going to read the headline. Here it is. Your next primary care doctor may be online and only accessed through AI.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that one?
No, I don't think that's going to. On the other hand, I think AI is going to play a major role in primary care. So, for instance, if you call our nurses hotline from our clinic after hours, and you say, I've got nasal congestion, the nurse then actually goes through a series of questions to determine whether or not you should be seen or not be seen. Okay, so a nurse actually is going through there. When you get on the telephone and you call up with, say, a supermarket, and you want to get there, it's not AI, but it really is AI.
It's automated.
Where it says, that's AI.
Okay.
It's automated. It's
right.
It's a very primitive form of artificial intelligence, right? When you go through, when you're going through a series of questions, and you get blink, 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 and we sort of hate that because you don't have the personal interaction.
Right.
If there's a voice saying, Karl, how can I help you? Well, I'd like to have something in automotive. Karl, what are you looking for in automotive? Are you looking for brakes or this in automotive? Really, I want to have something with a filter. And then it gives you information. It might give you the answer. Hey, do you want to speak to somebody, or you can find this in aisle number 15 at Home Depot. And if you want to, you can do that. And I can send you a note there so you can actually go in and find it, or you can order it online. You might say, that's fine. You might actually answer that to the voice on the phone, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you ever use Siri?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Have you used, besides Siri, used ChatGPT?
Yes.
Have you
yes.
talked to ChatGPT?
A little bit. I know you've used it quite a bit.
Well, I use it
Yeah.
because I want to get information, and it sounds remarkably human. It's not human. It's a big issue. So when it comes to some things, AI may give an answer. So Utah, quote, has become the first state to allow AI to approve prescriptions. Let me give you an example. It's not a new prescription. Here it is. I'll give a good example for me. Okay. My insurance has changed. Okay. My Medicare Part D has now changed. I can't go to Costco. Have you heard of Costco?
Yeah, I have.
You've heard of Costco.
Big place.
Big place. But I now have to go to Hy-Vee Pharmacy, which is a local pharmacy. I can go to Hy-Vee or Walgreens. I chose Hy-Vee for a number of reasons, among other things, because it's convenient and also because the lines are shorter at our local pharmacy. But all of a sudden, all my prescriptions that are going to run up and have to be renewed in April have to be renewed at Hy-Vee Pharmacy. They have to go from one pharmacy to another. But the prescriptions were already approved. Okay? So in other words, if you go into the office folder in the office, these prescriptions are approved through April 15th when I have to see my primary care doctor. What I had to do is I had to go into my chart, which is part of Epic. I had to write my primary care doctor. My primary care doctor's nurse looked at it. The primary care doctor's nurse then had to contact the primary care doctor and say, look, the prescriptions have to be refilled. That person had to then, either the doctor or the nurse of that doctor, then had to say, that's okay. They had to send the prescriptions in. Some of them had to be approved at a different time to the new pharmacy. Okay.
Yep.
A lot of touches there by people.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Silly. Very silly. I mean, in other words, if you could automate that with AI, and if AI could then look at it and say, these prescriptions are filled through April, AI could actually do that. Because the prescriptions are filled. Why should a human do that? This is something that would be very good for AI. Also, the other thing is some of the prescriptions are newer than others. Some of them are due on the 1st of the month. Some of them are due on the 15th of the month. Some of them might be due on the 25th of the month. So they're all done at different times. Why can't they be all done at the same time?
Yeah.
So I don't have to go back and forth to the pharmacy to get the prescriptions. Why can't there be a follow-up? And why can't AI be involved with that? That's a very good example with the usefulness of AI.
Well, a quick question that comes up with that, and maybe people listening might have this question. I know I do. Nothing's perfect. AI is only as good as you input it, basically. Yeah. So can mistakes be made in that process?
Humans are only perfect. Can mistakes be made?
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
I was recently in Seattle and got into an electric car. The Tesla in Seattle will then work automatically if you pay a certain amount. They did the test amount. I pushed a button and I was behind the wheel. I did nothing at all. And the car went to pick up my son Eli at the hotel. And then I drove it back and I did nothing.
Did that freak you out at all?
Totally freaked me out. Totally freaked me out. But let me show you some place that didn't freak me out. When I was at O'Hare Airport, I got on the train to go to the car park where we picked up the car. Okay? Picked up the car. There was no conductor on the train.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, when that first started, it freaked me out.
That's just a track, though. For me, that's different than a car because it's just one point A to point B.
Totally freaked me out.
Yeah.
Totally freaked me out. Elevators. When they got rid of elevator operators that used to do the elevator, you went into the elevator, the door closed, you pushed a button, freaked people out.
I bet. But that's a closed circuit or unit,
I'm just telling
system.
I'm just telling you what freaks people out.
Gotcha.
New technology. But getting back to AI and the refill of a prescription, that's different if the prescription has been looked at by a human being.
Okay.
Now, AI giving a new prescription, I don't think that's a great idea. I think it has to be looked at by a human. But it may be a new prescription for a toenail cream that may get rid of a rash, where somebody looks at that as a relatively benign prescription that doesn't have side effects. Maybe AI is going to be able to give the answer for that. I think this is a great tool for physicians. I'm not against it at all, but I think we have to regulate what is good and what is not good about it. And this is a very good example. There there's some good things that are happening to there. I think AI as a colleague is due. I use AI. There's something called Open Information, OI, which is an AI-directed information, so I can put in multiple variables, and it'll then give me information about it. So a diabetic or a hypertensive that is not controlled on 3 drugs. So instead of looking at something called up-to-date, I can look at AI information. And AI information will say, according to up-to-date, it's a research tool. It'll say you could use the following drugs, and I have to use my brain to decide whether or not that's the right drug for the person. AI is here to stay. If you are not using AI, you are behind the curve. Just like somebody who says in my office, I have older guys especially, who will say, well, have you looked this up on Google? And they say, I don't use computers. Mm-hmm. How many young people say, I don't use computers?
Nobody.
On their phone.
Yeah.
How many old people say I don't use computers?
Luddites are out there.
Luddites are out there. How many old men say I don't use computer? Old men more than old women, and we're talking about men over the age of 70. You go, well, I don't know how to search. Mm-hmm. Searching is easy. The same thing is going to happen with AI. Getting back to this, Utah is the first state to approve prescription refills, and the prescription refills have to meet a certain protocol. And then the use of AI in terms of one of the issues to continue this is AI going to make physicians less intelligent.
Wait, what?
Is it because doctors are going to stop using their skills?
Oh, is it? I thought you were saying it is. I thought you were stating.
Is it?
Is it
going to make it
right?
less?
That's a concern.
Well,
for sure.
That is a very big concern about this. That's a very big concern.
Yeah.
So, what about AI reading X-rays?
It's only as good as what you put into it, right?
Yeah, but is AI going to be better than radiologists, less than radiologists? What's going to happen?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Well, there have been some studies that have recently come out that show that AI can be very useful in actually picking up other possible abnormalities in an X-ray that physicians do not pick up. Because they're looking at it very differently. You know, it's a pixel recommendation. So I think these are things that physicians are going to use, and how it's going to be rolled out and use it is a question for the future.
That's a good summary. Very good. Okay, Zorba, on this podcast, we've kind of in the past, we've flirted with having this AI debate. And I think we kind of just had a mini one right there.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I welcome debate.
Okay. I don't think today's the day to do that, by the way. But I wanted to tell you about something that I tried with ChatGPT, which you just spoke about that, and you use it. You've told me a lot about it. I asked ChatGPT, this is what I prompted. What are the drawbacks to AI? I thought this would be an interesting thing to ask AI. Like, what do you see negatives in yourself, AI?
For sure, of course.
And so in less than probably a second or 2 seconds, it spit out a long, bullet point list.
Oh, the drawbacks?
Yes.
You asked AI, what are the drawbacks to AI?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent.
I thought it'd be kind of interesting. And so it spit out this huge bulleted list of downsides of AI.
Right.
I'm not going to read it all here, but it ended with a very... I think every listener just said that too. Thank you. But I'll just give you the quick, succinct summary that it ended with. And this is a quote. AI is best thought of as a very fast, very confident intern who needs supervision. Used well equals more productivity, creativity, and access. Used poorly equals shortcuts, harm, and loss of trust. I thought that was really interesting.
So read that again.
Okay, one more time.
Let me see what I agree with. I'm going to interrupt you. What does it say?
AI is best thought of as a very fast, very confident intern who needs supervision. I like that.
Confident intern. Yeah, I think that's good.
But it needs supervision, right? So that it does. That's basically AI is admitting it makes errors.
I look at it as a colleague. Go ahead.
Okay,
that sounds good.
Used well, it's good for productivity, creativity, and access. Creativity. That's the one I'm hung up on.
I don't think creativity.
I don't know.
Access, because it gives me quick access to information.
Right.
Creativity, no, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
So,
Used poorly, it equals...
I don't think it's creative. Go ahead.
Used poorly, it equals shortcuts, harm, and a loss of trust.
Yeah, a loss of trust. Yeah, it's stupid. So let me give it...
Careful, it's listening.
But let me give a good example. So here it is. I'm interested in setting up a meeting in Madison, Wisconsin. So I put in ChatGPT, what I was looking for. It's a meeting. It's a medical meeting. There are going to be like 20, 25 people there because I used to be head of the Wisconsin Academy of Family Physicians, and I put it in several different ways. And it turns out the meeting room that we're going to use was not actually listed in any of the AI, ChatGPT or Google at all. I found it through a friend who said, have you thought about this room? And then I went back, put the room in. It didn't use it. In other words, it doesn't come up with everything.
Right.
So it didn't come up with the proper way to do it. Give another example. We're going out to Colorado. I'm going to be skiing with my kids. We go to a wonderful pizza place in Winter Park, Colorado. I put in pizza parlor in Fraser. Sorry, it's not a Winter Park, in Fraser. And I know which one we're going to, but I put it in there to see. It wasn't listed.
Oh, interesting.
It's right on the main street.
Huh.
Why didn't they list that pizza place? Because the name was Francisco. Sounds Mexican. Is that what it was? Maybe. So, I mean, right. You know
Who
what?
knows?
AI sometimes is stupid. It doesn't know everything.
I'm telling you, careful.
It's
It's
like
listening.
everything else. It's stupid. I hope it's not listening.
Well, I'll tell you what I did with AI here. And this isn't as serious as what you're doing with AI with medicine. For years now, I've been just on my phone notes app. You know, I love coming up with boat names, like funny boat names.
Do you have a boat?
I used to have a boat.
Yeah, but you don't have a boat.
I just think boat names are funny. I don't know. I just think I have a list of horse names too. We don't need to get into that right now. But anyways, I thought I'd ask.
This is what you do in your spare time? Horse names and boat names. Give me an example of a horse name.
A horse name?
Donkey?
Let's see. Glue Diamond Phillips. Is that a good one?
Not at all.
Okay, so anyways, back to boat names.
Diamond Phillips?
Well, he's an actor, but didn't they make glue out of horse hooves or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, very
Gelatin
misinformed.
is made out of hooves.
This is some misinformed things
And glue.
on my end.
Glue factory.
Anyways, let me get back to the boat names because boy, these are great. I asked ChatGPT come up with some funny boat names, and it instantly spit out just a huge list of things. And so I'll just give you a couple. Seize the Day, like Seize, SEAS. Aquaholic, Ship Show.
Have you ever looked at boat names, by the way?
I love boat names.
Yeah, they're all funny.
They're punny.
And the ones that you see on the boats in today are actually generated by humans.
I know. This is what I'm getting at here.
What's
I'm
your
upset.
point? What's your point?
Zorba doesn't like this segment.
I'm just trying to figure out how this fits medically.
I feel it doesn't. I'm just talking. It's just a point about AI and how. What's it going to do to creativity? Because now it's just basically scraping the internet and coming up with anything that's been posted by somebody.
But you have to curate the information.
You do have to curate it. Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
You still have to curate the information.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the point. It can't curate it. It comes out with everything that it's kind of like a list. Remember Google?
I do. Barely.
Remember Google?
Yeah,
before?
I do.
Google, if you list boat names, you say, give me a list of boat names. Google will send you to a site that has a list of boat names.
Right.
You still have to
You got
curate the
an
information.
extra step. Exactly. You go to that.
No,
it's
the step. It's not an extra step. It gives you a list of boat names. AI is going to give you another list of boat names and is going to create it. Well, probably will connect 2 or 3 boat names together, but you have to decide what's your boat name. Are you getting a boat?
No, I'm not. We had a boat, and it didn't even. The name of it was 2 Tickets to Paradise. It was this like
Is that
80s.
before children?
It actually was. Good guess.
Children.
Good guess. We had a
2
boat.
Tickets to Paradise.
Yeah.
And now you have 2 children.
Eddie Money song.
Were those your 2 tickets to Paradise?
I've never thought of that actually. That's a good question.
Now,
That's
see,
some
and I'm
foreshadowing,
human.
right?
It's a foreshadow. 2 tickets to Paradise. You now have children. You don't have a boat.
AI could have
You
not
see
come up with
something?
that quip.
AI
Zorba.
could have not
a
knocked that out.
chance.
That is human creativity. Remember, my brain for 24 hours works on very few electrons. It's a 60-watt light bulb for 24 seconds. That's how much energy it uses to run my brain for 24 hours.
Really?
I am much more efficient than AI. Human brain is outrageously efficient. That's how much energy the human brain takes for 24 hours. And it does a lot of systems. Urine, digestion, eyesight, hearing. It does a lot of things.
It does a lot.
Think about it. It's monitoring your entire body and your thinking. Well, or not thinking, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Is there a point to this
I
segment?
think I just want to say a couple boat names that I came
Go
up
for
with.
it, please. Please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Forgive me, listeners.
Boat names.
if I ever get a boat again, it's probably going to be called anchor management. Do you think that's all right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Or it's a boat time, like
Anchor management. I think of anchor management. Yeah, anchor management.
Right? That's
like
important.
Sounds like a show.
Something to talk about. It's a Bonnie Raitt song. And then speaking of musicians, mooring has broken. That's a Cat Stevens song, right?
Yeah.
Should we move on?
By the way, none of these, I have to tell you something, none of these affect me, but it's okay.
Zorba is unaffected by this incredible creativity that's human.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing
What
that.
are we talking about
What
next?
was the name of your boat again before you had children?
2 Tickets to Paradise.
That's right.
You
Now
like
you've
that
got
one
children.
better?
Yeah, I think that's much better because now you have your 2 Tickets to Paradise. Your
There we
children.
go. I love
See?
it. Okay.
It wasn't foreshadowing.
No.
It was the future. But you didn't even understand that at the time.
I don't think AI would have known that either, though. That's the thing.
Not at all.
Not a chance.
Not at all. But a fortune teller might have known that.
That's true.
2 Tickets to Paradise. You might have gone to a fortune teller. She might have looked in her crystal ball and said, I see 2 children in your future. And you know what? A fortune teller probably would have seen that and said, that's your ticket to paradise. Now that I think about it, maybe AI is like a fortune teller.
Maybe. That's
Yeah, but it
interesting.
wouldn't have come out with it. Fortune tellers, much more insightful to the human condition.
That's true. This is reminding me also, last night, my wife and I went to see Hamilton at the Overture Center, thanks to you, Zorba. Zorba gave us some tickets. And the whole time we was driving there, I kept thinking in my head, I've got 2 tickets to Hamilton. I just kept singing it over and over in my head. I was really excited. How do we get out of this segment? I'm going to say the phone number, 608-492-9292.
And
Call
we will
it
get
anytime.
we will get back to medicine, folks. 608-492-9292. And now, on to the next segment.
Instead of medicine, we're going to go to Madison right now. Let's do a voicemail from Madison.
My question to Zorba is, what are the ill effects of omeprazole over time? And are there studies to really back that up?
Well, there are some studies on omeprazole. So omeprazole, over-the-counter Prilosec, and there's some prescription prescription PPIs they're called. So you have 2 things basically that affect your stomach: H2 blockers and PPIs. So let's talk about the H2 blockers for a minute. The H2 blockers, the first one that came out was called Tagamet, an incredible drug that really changed the course of GI distress. A GERD, peptic ulcer disease, major drug. And then better drugs came out, one drug called Zantac. And Zantac was a drug that came out, was around for a bunch of years. Then it was found it may have some side effects. And so now we have famotidine, which is what we use, and they're called H2 blockers, and they basically block acid effects on the stomach. PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, work differently by decreasing the amount of acid that goes into the stomach in the first place. Very, very useful. There's some questions on whether or not they reduce the risk of calcium absorption, not necessarily a cause of osteoporosis, but calcium absorption themselves. And so some studies have shown that you really should take some calcium if you're taking a PPI and you have osteoporosis or osteopenia that may produce a problem before that. And then there's some other questions whether or not PPIs at all are related to diabetes. That's a question that sort of is ongoing. But I think the issue is, are you bothered by it? So my recommendation used to be that if you've got GERD, take it every day. Don't worry about it. I have a new recommendation, and this probably changed about 10 years ago. Take it every day if you need it every day. If you don't need it every day, don't take it every day, like any other drug. So take it when you need it. So I have a little GERD, and so I take it when I'm bothered by my GERD, and when I'm not bothered by my GERD, I don't take it. That's how I do it. And when I take it, I may take it for a week or 2. Why is my GERD bothering me this week? I've never figured that out. Why is it not bothering me the week before? I don't really know. And that's basically how GERD is. So my recommendation is take it every day if you need it. If not, take it on an as-needed basis. I think the drug is very good. It's very important to make sure you get your GERD under control because there's some issues that may lead to Barrett's esophagitis that may be a precursor to esophageal cancer. And the other thing is quality of life. Once again, H2 blockers, if you're not taking a proton pump inhibitor, a drug like famotidine may work for you, and then you obviate those side effects. Karl,
Tell me, Zorba.
you know how much I love coffee.
Oh, you
right?
love coffee.
Years ago, I tried Just Coffee Co-op's Bike Fuel.
Bike fuel.
Medium roast coffee, and I was smitten. It's fair trade organic coffee. I bought it, and I am hooked.
You're still drinking it today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Just Coffee Cooperative. It's a worker-owned fair trade and organic coffee roasting co-op in Madison, Wisconsin, and they're dedicated to a model of commerce based on transparency, respect for labor, and environmental sustainability.
That's right, Karl. No flavors, no additives, just coffee. And guess what, listeners? If you use the code ZORBA10, you'll get 10% off your entire order on their website, www.justcoffee.coop. Just Coffee Cooperative. Justice from the grounds up.
All right, Zorba, let's take a listener email. Does that sound good?
Of course.
You're always
we
up for
love
that. You
listener
do.
emails.
Yeah. You can and by the way, if you do have a question, ask Dr. Zorba at gmail.com. Email us anytime.
I love to answer them.
All right, this is from Colleen, who writes, Hi, Zorba. On a recent episode, you were talking about people not needing iron supplements. I don't know if I can't remember the context of this. I'm sure you probably can't remember
Well, one of
either.
the issues is, first of all, some people do need iron supplements. So some do need iron supplements, but and many women who menstruate, have heavy menstrual periods, need iron supplements.
Okay.
But one of the issues about iron supplements, especially in men, is that you may have an iron leak in your body, often from colon cancer. And you don't realize that because you're taking an iron supplement. That's one
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay.
And also, in our society, quite often, we get plenty of iron through our food, but iron deficiency anemia worldwide is actually the biggest cause of anemia worldwide, except in places in the developing world like the United States. So generally, people do not need iron supplements. That's sort of that's the general thought within medicine. Yes.
Okay. I'll go on here with Colleen's email. I'm 74 years old and have been a regular Red Cross blood donor for 25 years. Although I donate less often now than I used to, about 3 times a year, I do take a, quote, women's multivitamin with iron. And after donation, I add to that for a few weeks with about 1/4 of an 18 milligram iron tablet. My hemoglobin at blood donation has been looking about right. I'm predominantly vegetarian with only fish and non-fat dairy products. So what about iron supplementation for regular blood donors? And as you know, there is a chronic shortage of blood in the system.
Oh, I
Thanks.
think it is a great idea.
Okay.
You know, when you give up your blood, I mean, you've got to replace it.
Sure.
And iron supplementation, taking an iron tablet, over-the-counter iron tablet, I can't remember exactly what the dosage is. It's all the same dosage from the FDA. Taking that for about a month, I think, is a great idea.
Okay.
Either every day or every other day, because for some people it causes constipation. But iron supplement post-transfusion, where you're giving your blood up, donation, I think is a very important thing to do. And once again, women who have heavy menstrual cycles often have to supplement with iron because they have heavy periods. So the answer is yes. Take it take iron in a form that you feel is good for you and add some vitamin C to it, which will actually help absorb the iron into your body.
All right. Have a healthy living question for Dr. Zorba? You can just post it on the Facebook page. Call the show at 608-492-9292.
Or send an email to askdrzorba@gmail.com.
All right, Zorba. My mom loves to tell jokes.
She does.
She does. You know where this is
going. And many
going.
of her jokes are good. She has good mom jokes.
Many of them. She has great mom jokes. They're better than dad jokes, I think. Let's do a mom joke.
They are.
Mom jokes.
Concert ticket takers, you gotta hand it to them.
Oh, gosh.
We weren't sure where that was going, were you, at first?
Something?
You gotta hand it to him.
I now know where your sense of humor comes from. It doesn't come from your dad. It comes from your mom.
You gotta hand it to him.
You've got the same genetic code. That's exactly it. When somebody says, "Where do you get your sense of humor?" You go, "It's genetic." It's genetic.
It's genetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one, Mom. Love that one. All right, Zorba. We love hearing from your favorite not the Backstreet Boys, Backseat
I'd
Drivers.
like to hear from the Backstreet Boys.
Hey, Backstreet Boys, you guys listening?
Hey, if you're listening,
Call
please.
us up,
That's right.
492-9292.
That's right, 608-492-9292. And if one of the Backstreet Boys actually calls us up, we will absolutely
for sure.
have them
Yeah.
on our podcast.
I bet they have some healthy living questions,
I
maybe.
bet they do.
Yeah,
of course.
for sure. Maybe some back
I
issues.
bet they're a little older now.
Yeah, they are a little older. Let's hear from...
They're not a boy band.
No,
Their
they're
boy
not.
band
They're
has become an old
adult
guys band.
Yeah,
Right.
old guys band. Let's hear now from the Grammar Cops.
We got a grammar situation here. Grab a cop!
I do love this song.
Watch your grammar! Grab a cop! Watch your grammar!
Watch your grammar, people. And actually, Zorba, this one's from the Terminology Cops. I don't think we've heard from them. The following email came from a listener, Josie, in Madison, Wisconsin, who writes, "Hi, Dr. Zorba. I was listening to your podcast while I was on the elliptical machine. You were discussing hyperacusis. And for listeners, this is a hearing disorder causing everyday sounds to seem unbearably loud and painful. We were talking about that on a recent episode. Josie says, you were discussing hyperacusis, and I heard you mention that it might be an issue for folks on the, quote, Asperger's spectrum.
Right.
Actually, the term Asperger's is no longer used as a diagnostic criterion, but it is part of the range of conditions included in autism spectrum disorder. I encourage you to do more research on the semantics since I'm no expert, but I've just heard that the term Asperger's is no longer a thing."
Well, she's absolutely correct. And that's exactly right. So my bad, as we would say. It used to be a separate diagnosis, but in DSM-5, it got merged into the broader category of autism spectrum disorder, ASD. And in 2013, many people still use the term. Actually, some people still use the term in self-identity because it's describing traits like social difficulties. So sometimes it's commonly used. But the answer is it should not be used.
Okay.
It's not a proper term.
That's
so
good to know.
Thank you very much for correcting me. And it's a good example of the fact that I like to get information and feedback when I'm doing something, using a term that's no longer used.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. Does Zorba need a visit from the Grammar Cops? Email your violation to askdrzorba@gmail.com, or you can post it on our Facebook page. You could also call that phone number, Zorba, right?
That's right. 608-492-9292.
Okay, Zorba, we love getting listener feedback, so let's read a little bit here. The following email came from Maxine, who writes, "Hi, Dr. Zorba and Karl. I used to listen to your radio show, and I'm really enjoying the podcast. Keep up the good work."
Thank you.
Thanks, Maxine.
Thank you.
I'm listening to your latest podcast where a caller mentioned the saying, quote, "I have to go so badly, my back teeth are floating." Do you remember that one?
I do.
We had some fun with that. I've actually heard this before, plus a related one that I like better, which is, quote, "I have to go so badly, my back teeth are playing anchors away."
Oh, wow, that is strange. Also, the whole thing is strange, but, sensations sensations in our body are very individualized.
That's right. And just to finish Maxine's email, I grew up in North Carolina and remember hearing this saying as a child. Maybe this is one of those Southern sayings. My mother is from Pennsylvania, though, so I could have heard it from her side of the family. And here's a tip. There's a great podcast, Away with Words, I'm sure you've heard of that explores the history behind all kinds of sayings with call-in guests.
It's on Wisconsin Public Radio.
It is. It's on public
great.
radio. It's on
Absolutely
NPR,
great.
WPR.
Yes.
Anyways,
Right.
yeah. Maybe we should go on that. With that bathroom reference.
You got
think
it.
they'd like that?
You got it.
Maybe
I
they'd
love
like
it.
that.
I
don't
love
know.
it.
Who knows? Let's talk about what we learned today. That was kind of a big show. We learned a lot. We learned about how AI is being used in medicine right now.
Correct. And AI is good as a colleague, but it still cannot curate the information that you need to have, which is why we do the show in the first place.
That's true. You helped out a caller with questions about omeprazole.
That's right.
Yep. A listener you helped them with iron.
That's right. The importance of iron supplementation in some people. That's right.
Yep. We heard a mom joke. We heard from the Grammar Cops. And we heard about the whole phrase about your teeth are floating. We learned a lot. A little mix of everything today.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is we'd love to answer questions. We're at 608-492-9292. You can email us at askdrzorba@gmail.com. I love to answer those questions. And remember, our website is drzorba.org. And remember to stay well.